Yo, what it do, YouTube? Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. In today's video, it's going to be the J Files, episode 10. This is the season finale. Yes, this is the J Files, episode 10, season finale. So I couldn't really think about a specific topic to make the season finale. So I said, fuck it. Let me just make season finale a mix of different topics, of hot topics that's going on right now, and just put them together and just turn it into a video, a season finale. Now, this is going to be, the last episode of this particular web series. I'm going to come up with another web series after this. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people enjoyed the J Files. The J Files was actually really successful, one of my more successful web series, so I'm happy about that. This one actually did fairly well, so I'm happy about that. So I see a lot of people like stuff about sci-fi and aliens and shit like that, which I do too, to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that people still watching the videos, still keeping up with the movement. No, I didn't fall off. No, I didn't give up. None of that. It's just a young brother, a young black male. I hate to use that word, because I am really, truly Indian, but I'm more on the darker side. But yeah, man, I'm still trying. I'm still kicking. You see what I'm saying? They want to paint this narrative and this image that, oh, well, he used to be something. He ain't that no more. This and that and all this shit, that's funny, because if I used to be something, how can I not be it no more if that something is something that's in my day? You see what I'm saying? So I'm still lit. I'm too legit to quit. And these people, they mad about it. You see what I'm saying? They upset about it because they just jealous, you know what I mean? Like, people want to be me. They like the stuff I talk about, you know what I'm saying? They like how I look, you know what I mean? They mad at the girls that I get, you know what I'm saying? They mad at the knowledge that I have. How did this motherfucker know this much shit? How did this motherfucker survive? You know what I mean? Shout out to Big Chap. He even said it. It's called survivor jealousy. But motherfuckers is mad that you survived. Because when you somebody that survived, all the new opportunities that's around and that's in the atmosphere, you have access to those opportunities as well, because you survived. Now, everybody else that went through what you went through that did not survive, how can they have access to those opportunities if they're not alive at the right place at the right time to receive them? They can't, because they died trying. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing about survival. When you survive something, you still have your life, which is good, but you also still have access to all these endless possibilities and these opportunities that await you because you survived. You see what I'm saying? That's just like somebody coming from a third world country. They survived a refugee camp. They made it to America. Yeah, they might only have $20 or something on them, or they might have a little bit of cash on them and stuff like that, but they ain't got no family or nothing like that out here. And they might do have family out here. They just gotta find them and reconnect with them type shit. But let's just say, like, you came from a refugee camp, you try to survive that, and you actually do end up surviving. You don't have nothing to your name. You probably only might have $20, maybe 10. That, if you're lucky, you might not even have nothing but just the clothes on your back and whatever knowledge that you got in your brain. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that you from a different country, third world country, you survived the refugee camp and you made it to America or whatever country you was going to flee from the refugee camp, you survived, you made it to America, right? Because that's usually what most people do. They go to America. Don't get it twisted. You got other people that go to other countries like Australia and New Zealand and stuff like that, other places where you can find refuge as well. But the biggest main attraction is America. You see what I'm saying? That's where everybody want to go to get freedom, because it's the land of the free. It's God's country, or supposed to be God's country. You see what I'm saying? So people will be jealous or mad at you because, yeah, you might not speak English that well and you might not have that much money and stuff like that. And of course, you might be homeless because you're not from this country and you gotta start from scratch and rebuild everything. People will still be jealous of you because the fact that you survived, you made it to America. Now all the opportunities they got access to, you got access to them too. Just the fact that you survived. Survivor's jealousy. You see what I'm saying? People are mad at the fact that you survived whatever you survived. You see what I'm saying? People are trying to, like I said, they sending out doppelgangers and clones and agents and motherfucking trolls and shit. Like 607 Unc, he's supposed to be a troll of me. He's trying to troll me. You see big teeth and laughing and giggling like something is funny. But in reality, nothing is funny. You see what I'm saying? They trying to say shit like, oh yeah, he used to be something that he, no. I'm still lit. I'm actually more litter than I ever been. You see what I'm saying? I'm literally at my prime right now, regardless of whatever circumstances I'm in. I got the knowledge and the willpower to get myself out of the situation, which I'm doing right now. You see what I'm saying? Why you think I'm making so much progress right now? Because I'm on the up and up, finna get the fuck up out this bullshit. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't want to hear that. Like, that's the problem. A lot of people are angry, like, nigga, you a young black man. When you from Chicago, why you ain't killing nobody? Why you ain't going to jail? Why you ain't doing this? Why you ain't doing that? It's just disgusting stereotypes that people just put out here and created just to have that type of stuff, like, I guess, on somebody or whatever. Like, it's weird. Like this shit is weird. The stuff that the Bible really talk about is real, man. You know, mothers gonna go against sons. Fathers gonna go against daughters. Mothers gonna go against daughters. Fathers gonna go against sons. I've been through that multiple times. You see what I'm saying? Other people probably been through that multiple times. You see what I'm saying? Violence, pestilence, famine. We going through that right now as we speak. Not only just America, but other different countries. You see what I'm saying? And people get mad at that. Like, when you actually have love. See, I'm a person, yeah, you know, like, I could be a savage and I could be gangster and all that shit, but that's not how a man is supposed to live their life. Regardless of where I'm from, you know, from Chicago, regardless of that, I'm a man before I'm anything. You see what I'm saying? So before I'm a savage, before I'm a gangster, before I'm this, before I'm that, I'm a man before I'm anything. So I gotta handle my manly responsibilities before I can handle anything else, right? Alright then. You see what I'm saying? So a motherfucker try to just put you on just such a high pedestal, and a high pedestal don't necessarily gotta be a good pedestal. Just because somebody put you on a high pedestal don't necessarily mean it's good. You got bad pedestals as well. And just because your pedestal is high don't necessarily mean it has a bad reputation. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with that. Like, people try to do that. Like I said, they trying to make me the humiliation ritual of the industry. Trying to have these people mock me and shit. But you ain't mocking me because I know the truth. I know Jesus is real. You see what I'm saying? All that shit telling people, oh yeah, they don't need to go to heaven. I'm trying to keep people away from heaven. That's a disinformation agent. That's a government plant. Like, you can't see it. And like I said, a lot of people gonna follow this shit because they confused, they lost, or some people just evil. They got turned evil from the stuff they went through. Whether their parents put them through it, they went through some bullying at school, whatever the case may be, it turned their soul, it corrupted their soul. You see what I'm saying? And that's what God don't want. God wants us to be able to endure all the wiles of the devil, but while we endure the wiles of the devil, he want us to still have that love and joy in our heart. So you don't necessarily have to forget what happened, but forgive. And just because you forgive doesn't mean you're weak. If anything, that makes you stronger because these people did something to you in the past. And the fact that you got the strength to still embrace them and accept them as nothing happened, that's what made Joseph so powerful in the Bible. Because after he seen his family, his brothers and shit, and all the other people that betrayed him, he still didn't seek to take retaliation out on them. And it's crazy because that's how I be feeling sometimes too in real life. Like, regardless of what I've went through, it's like, it's crazy. Like, for example, I can even say with my ex-girlfriend or whatever, right? The Indian girl or whatever, right? I even said with her like, yeah, they tried to like have me set up and all that type of shit, but at the same time, they were wrong, she was wrong, but at the same time, I'm not 100% right either. You know what I mean? I was in the wrong too at one point in time. You see what I'm saying? So just off that fact, I would be willing to sit down or even stand up and have a conversation about it and discuss it and talk about it. See, I'm willing to put my differences aside if she was willing to put her differences aside, because at the end of the day, love is gonna always triumph evil. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't even think they even willing to do that. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that's how much love and compassion I got in my heart, and the fact that I can see the truth that yeah, I wasn't 100% right either. They weren't 100% right either. You know, two wrongs don't make a right. So I would be willing to sit down and have a conversation with her and talk to her about it. You see what I'm saying? To try to get over that situation because it's in the past and all that type of shit. This is a whole new year. Let's actually try to make good memories and make amends and be friends instead of being enemies and shit like that. And that's how, and why you think I'm getting blessed to have so much prosperity in my life right now. The fact that I have that gift and that ability to do that. You see what I'm saying? So I say a lot of shit on YouTube. Some of the shit you have to take as entertainment purposes only, because a lot of the shit I say it is for entertainment purposes only. But 90% of the shit that I say is real. It's real. It's real. It's real. You have to have discernment. You got to know what I'm capping on. You got to know what I'm big teething on. You know what I mean? Capping and big teeth is kind of like the same thing, just different slang. I like to say big teething because it sounds better, because that's what a lot of niggas be doing nowadays. They just out here big teething and shit. But you have to be able to, especially if you've been watching me for a minute. If you knew to the shit that I say, my realness is so real, you fuck around, believe everything I say. You know what I mean? Which 90% of the shit I say is a fact. That's a fact. But you know, 10% of the time, you know, you gotta throw a couple jokes in there to lighten the mood. You know, you gotta throw some little Hollywood entertainment aspects on there too. Shit can't just be 100% real. You gotta throw some geriatrics in there. I'm just saying, that's true. You see what I'm saying? So, so yeah, like you gotta kind of know when I'm capping, big teething, and you gotta know when I'm telling the truth. And then most of the time, I just tell you like this is 100% facts. I will tell you this is 100% facts. Then sometimes, you know, I just be talking and shit like that, might laugh, giggle, and all that. It's sometimes it's entertainment to this shit too. Like I'm dropping real knowledge, but sometimes I throw in the entertainment factor in them just for the Hollywood aspect, because you know some people want to be entertained. They don't want to hear about just truth all day without no type of like lightness to it. And what I mean by that is because you know the truth can be heavy on your spirit. Like damn, I ain't know that. You for real? You gotta throw in a couple little jokes and shit like that. You gotta people laugh, kind of lighten the mood, or people can kind of swallow the pill, so to speak. Don't take pills. You use that as a figure of speech, so people can kind of swallow the pill, so to speak, a little bit easier. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But yeah, for the most part, bro, I'm still alive. So I'm winning. I'm still out here grinding. I'm still out here getting it. You see what I'm saying? I'm still trying. You know, when most people just give up, they won't even try. You know what I mean? I'm still trying. I'm still kicking, and that's what make people mad, because they're like, damn, this nigga ain't dead. All the shit we tried this, because I'm a real chosen one for real. I'm the real deal. And that's why so many people, you know what I mean, for so long, they did not, like, it's like discredit. It's like a discredit agent. Like, they want to discredit you. They want to try to laugh at what you say and all this shit to kind of discredit you. Like, this motherfucker crazy. This motherfucker just playing. He just tweaking, man. Don't really say, that nigga drunk. That nigga high. But really, it's not even that. Really, people are survivor jealousy. They mad that I survived. I'm the real deal. And that's why people, they get mad when certain people come around me, because real gonna recognize real. That's why you got to be careful when you got certain people around you, whether it's family or not. You got to be aware, because sometimes your own family, they can see the realness in you before you can even see it. You see what I'm saying? So they gonna try to keep you away from certain people. You know what I mean? So y'all don't come together and put the truth together and see what's really going on. Just like me, it's been going on with my life for a long time. You know, my family kept me and my biological father away from each other, trying to say, oh, it was this, he that, he this, and all that shit. But really, so we wouldn't come together and put the truth together on what was really going on. And that's what ended up happening, you know. Um, God ended up prevailing and shit, and I actually ended up going out there and seeking for my own biological father, which I already knew who he was and stuff like that. Because, you know, it's different levels. Some people don't know who their father is at all. You know what I mean? But I know who my father is. I know where he was at and all that type of stuff. So I actually reached out to him and went out there at the time, Gary, Indiana, to go meet with them and sit down with them, live with them, talk to them, and see what was really going on. And come to find out, everything I was told was actually a lie. Like, so that shit was real. So that's another thing that really drew me into spirituality and knowledge and stuff like that, is because this is a fact. A lot of people were saying it. Everything we've been taught in history is a lie, and I just couldn't believe it at first, because you never heard nothing like this before. So you're like, is this shit real? But as you keep uncovering and you keep going down a rabbit hole, you try to see that this shit really is real. Like, reality is really stranger than fiction. There's some shit that's going on in reality that you would never thought would be happening, because you think that's some shit you were reading in a fiction book. But no, really, um, the shit that you were reading in a fiction book is actually taking place in your real reality. You see what I'm saying? So just be mindful of that, man. Like, be mindful of that. You know, really be mindful of that. Keep an open mind, because you don't know who anybody is out here. And just because you see somebody out there homeless, don't mean that they go without food. Don't mean that they go without water and all that shit. Everybody's situation is different. You got different levels of homelessness, just like you got different levels of wealth. You got some people that's wealthy, but they not Jeff Bezos or Mark Cuban rich or Damon John rich or Kevin O'Leary rich, but they thousandaires, meaning they get their little thousands of dollars and they spend it however they want to spend it because it's their money, but they not Kevin O'Leary rich or Mark Cuban and none of that, where they got billions of dollars at their disposal. And obviously they work for that too, but I'm just saying it's different levels, just like you got homeless. Like, for example, me, I'm homeless right now at the moment, but just because I'm homeless don't mean I'm a bum, don't mean I'm on drugs, don't mean none of that shit. You know, I just got back into this particular town from traveling, so I'm getting myself back together. And obviously I work off my phone, so I'm obviously making some type of money, but I have to actually save the money. It's the difference between earning it and saving it, two different things. But I don't mean save it for a 401k and all that. I mean just save it enough so I can go and give me proper housing to do what the fuck I need to do. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about priorities and stuff like that. And the thing is, it's okay. That's the thing. Like, if you are in a bad situation, the first things first is to admit that you're in a bad situation. So it's okay to be like, okay, I'm in a bad situation. I understand this. It's okay. And just because you're saying it's okay, that doesn't mean you're weak. That actually means you're strong. Because most people who get in this situation, like homelessness, I never been homeless a day in my life until like what 2016 when it started. But I got myself out of that because I ended up going to Job Corps, ended up going to AmeriCorps and shit like that. And I wasn't homeless for 2 years because I actually was working, traveling, and stuff like that. And then after I was finished with AmeriCorps, I ended up going to New York to meet up with one of my niggas out there, AE Buddhist. Shout out to New York and shit like that. He had another upcoming artist and shit. And was out there making music and shit like that. That actually helped my YouTube career. That actually helped my career big time. Then went back to Chicago. Was homeless for a while. Then ended up meeting my ex-girlfriend, one of my other ex-girlfriends. Ended up going to Australia and shit like that. So I was out there, doing big shit for 2 years, 2.5 years, stuff like that. And then I had met my most recent ex-girlfriend, the Indian girl, in 2021. And shit, I was just in California from that time period until like 2023. And then, motherfuckers tried to set me up in Arizona for those 2 years, 2024, 2025, well, parts of 2023, 2024, 2025, I survived, and now I'm back in California right now. You see what I'm saying? Basically, like, restarting all this shit all over again. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy because in this part of California, before all this shit even unfolded, I was already doing numbers and going viral and doing tens of thousands of numbers in this location before all this shit even happened. So I was already going viral. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, people recognize me. Some people do, some people don't. But it's not your business what people can say. Because first things first, them calling out your name, saying whatever they say, murderer, this and that, homeless and all this type of shit, bum and all that type of shit. First things first, they don't even know you. They don't know me. So that don't even bother me. 2, that slander, I will sue the fuck out you, you ugly ass old witch. 3, you see what I'm saying? Everybody's situation different. Yeah, you might be homeless and shit like that, but that don't mean that you don't have any money. You see what I'm saying? It's different levels of homelessness. That don't mean that you don't have any money. Like, yeah, I'm on the streets and stuff like that, but I got enough money to do what I need to do to survive every day. Some people that's homeless don't have none of those type of privileges or resources. So it's a difference. You see what I'm saying? Those just are demons. You got to see the spiritual war. Those are demons who are trying to just get in your mind and your spirit to gaslight you, get you to get angry, to get you to do something stupid. Now your homeless situation wasn't not even that bad. Now it just got worse because now you in jail, or now you just got into it with some niggas and y'all shooting. Now both of y'all dead, or somebody dead. You killed somebody, they killed you, whatever. You see what I'm saying? This is how demons work. This is what